All right, we're good now. I'm not recording the meeting. All right. So price based. So the reason why I brought model into this training is for you to understand. You must understand the kind of business you run. For you to know the type of data that is important. So you're not just collecting any form of data. You must understand the kind of model you run. So price based on product cost with margin model is the retail business. Price based on average value to customer model, that's more like for those who run service. So you look at your for photography business, you look at your customer, you look at what you do, and you just based on the quality of work I do, you give a price to it. You didn't buy anything, you didn't add margin to it. No, it's based on the value you are giving to the customer. Based on the value you are giving to the customer, that's how you do your pricing. That is price based on average value to customer. That's service, photography, for even many other services you run, they are based on price based on average value to customer. So another model is revenue as percentage of every transaction, and that's where the tech company comes in. The Piggyvest, their model is that okay, you do a transaction, we get 2% of the transaction, 1% of the transaction. Binance for the crypto guys, this is the model they run, and this is where they get their profit. And if they are to collect data, they understand that this is the place where we get our money. We are going to make sure that we collect enough data so that we can optimize that part of the business, because that is where our money is coming from. So the question for you as a small business is, where is your money coming from? Where is the money coming from, and how are you going to optimize where your money is coming from? You must understand where your money is coming from. You must understand the model you are running as a business. And I need you to go back again and ask yourself, what model am I running as a business? As an entrepreneur, as a manager, someone who's running, what is the model? And again, you can also put in different models in a business. There are businesses who run different models. Some businesses they are running retail as part of their business, as part of a segment of their business. At the same time, they are running services. At the same time, they are running revenue as percentage. And you see this in some of the apps, the recent app now. So businesses are not even using one model again. They are using one, two, three models. The question is, your business or your way you're working, what kind of model are you running? And the kind of model you are running will inform the kind of data that is important that you need to track for you to maximize your business. All right, so let's move on. So we are getting into the nitty-gritty of the class now. So, all right, so what data should your business be collecting? As a retail business, based on your business model, what kind of data should you be collecting? As a tech business, what kind of data should you be collecting? As a service business, what kind of data should you be collecting? You are a farmer, what kind of data should you be collecting? So at this point, I'll stop sharing my screen. I'll share my old screen so that we can do, I'll share my screen in Excel and the slide, so that I'm not just talking, this practical to this. Like, that's why I said that our time is short, so I may look as if I'm rushing, but I'm not, because we have so much to cover. So much to cover. So I'll stop sharing my screen now and we get started. All right. Okay. So we're having good numbers. We're 23 on the call. Thank you for joining. Share the entire screen. Okay. Please, can you confirm you can see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. This is my slide. So my slide. So I just want to make sure that we're practical about it, and there's something. So let's move on. So give me a few minutes, let me sort this out. do this. All right. Okay. So confirm you can see both my Excel screen and my slide also. Can someone confirm you can see both my Excel screen and my slide?
Yes, we can see.
All right, good one. So let's move on. So what sort of business should what data should your business be collecting? As a retail business, what sort of data should you be collecting? So let's break it down by different industry. So the first thing your business should be collecting is your product cost. You went to the market, you got your raw materials, you got your production, your labor, your expenses. Because you are running, your business model is based on margin. You add margin to your cost of production. If your cost of production is 10 naira, you went to the market, you bought your perfume, you put in your the transportation you used, the prefer you used, the cost of the goods, and many other expenses. You put that is 10 naira, then you add a margin to it, 2% margin, 3% margin. Then, but the first thing you must do is you must be able to come and say your product cost. And what does your product cost look like? What does your product cost look like? This is a template of your product cost. Let me zoom this thing out so that you can see. This is what a template of what your product cost should look like. The date, the product you bought, the unit you bought, the cost of the unit you bought, the cost of the price. Like, okay, you bought you bought it today, August. So I don't want to type because I want to rush very fast. So, but is explainable. You can fill in your date here, the product you bought, the units you bought two perfume to sell, the cost price, how much did you buy it, other expenses, your transportation and the rest. So if I put in my cost price here, I bought it for 500, and other expenses like transportation is 400. My total cost of production is 900. Automatically is added here. I'll teach you how to do this when we get into the data analysis part. So you can see that my cost price, other expenses. So my cost of production, COG, is 900. I can now base, okay, what kind of product category is this? I can say perfume. Let me just do it, August. Let me just write something, an example. August, product name, element. Let me just use element. Element. I bought two. Cost price. This should be. So cost price, I bought two cost price is 500. That means the two is 250. The cost price is 500. Other expenses I run is 400, and the total cost of production is 900, and let me say perfume. So if I also sell other product like shoe, I can just sell. This is like the product cost, the product I bought. This is a template you can use to take your data. This should not be hard. You can just turn this into a Google Sheet where it's just a link you need to click. And in the market, you just click on the link and you just fill this up. The what you buy, you fill this up immediately. And I just make sure I did this so that you can. I did it so that it's just practical. It's not something hard. You don't need to do hard thing for you to collect data. So product cost. Also, you need to collect your sales data, what you sold, sales data, the transaction, the date of the transaction, the total revenue, and this is a template of the sales data. You can say date of transaction. Kemi bought this product. The product name is a goat chain. The unit price is 1,500. Kemi bought five, and that 1,500 times five is 7,005. And my margin is, I told you about retail business. Retail business is all about margin, what you had to the cost of production. My margin is 0.2% of 7,005. That means my profit is 1,005. 1,005. That means my profit is 1,500 naira. This is a template for a sales data. So I'm talking about what kind of data for you as a retail should you be collecting. After we talked about product cost, this is sales data. And I'm showing you templates in Excel, practical templates, so that I'm not just saying something in my mouth, oh, collect sales data. The question is, how do you collect sales data? I'm showing you how to collect sales data. Your financial data also, you can say financial data. So I've done something here. So you can now say at the end of the month, June, my total expenses, when I look at my production cost, I can add this, so I can check my production cost. My total expenses is 40,000, is 4,000 naira. The total revenue I got is 5,000 naira. The total profit I got is 1,000. And there are people who have not paid me. Account receiver, that's account receiver. People have not paid me. So some people, sometimes in your business as a retail, you have people who are owing you money. You can't even track them. And this is what you can do to track them. Account receivable, 8,000. I still have account 8,000 outside. And I'm also owing some people money also. I still owed 6,000 outside. So this is just the financial data is an aggregation of your data. You can aggregate it based on months. You can aggregate it based on week. But I'll advise you do your aggregation based on months so that it's easy for you to just go back. So you don't have too much of data. But you need to collect your financial data. That is how you can track if your business is growing or not. You can't run a business as if you are running a kiosk. If you are not collecting data, you are running your business as if you are running a kiosk. If you have a business, a training business, you don't have data to back it up. You are running your business as if you are running a kiosk. So that is why you need to collect data. So your inventory also. An example is that you do buy goods a lot. So you must be able to track how many goods do you have now by your inventory. Sometimes some of these things you might not have this data. It might be too much for you. But the important thing for you as a retail person is your sales data. Don't joke with it. It's your sales data is very important. You can also collect your customer data. And I'm showing you this that you can collect this now. The next segment of this training is I will now analyze a retail business using some of these data we've collected. You see data we've collected, we would not analyze it. That's the next point of this data, the next point of the training, the practical aspect also. But you can see as a retail business, this is the kind of data you should be collecting. Your production, your product cost, sales, financial data, inventory, your customer data. Someone's asking, why do I need to collect my customer data? The thing is that you should be able to say that the last 2022, Mr. Femi was the highest buyer for me. So at the end of December, how much am I going to, or what gift will I give Mr. Femi? Business do this. MTN segment people. If you use the MTN app, you will see there's a place where you see how much you have spent. If you use the MTN app, you see how much you have spent. And they have different offers for different groups of customers. If you have spent over ₦1 million, you have different kind of offers for you, or benefits, different kind of benefit for you. Every business, big businesses, they segment their customer because they know that if 20% of guys are giving us our profit, we don't joke with these 20% of guys. But how do you know this 20% if you're not collecting your data, if you're not even collecting your customers' data? This example, Femi has bought like 4 times from us. And the average money he has spent is 500. So I can see that, okay, at the end of this month, the person who bought from me more is Femi. Then I'm going to give him a gift at the end of the month, or at the Christmas period, pack an hamper for him. You made our business, so it's because of you we are in business. Thank you so much for coming for doing business with us. That is, you're taking a data-driven decision. When you hear data-driven decision, it's not that hard. It's just simple as this, as the fact that you can tell your highest buyer and you can give them this. That's data-driven decision. Also, you can also track your social media metrics, like, okay, your channel, your WhatsApp, how many views on WhatsApp, how many people bought from WhatsApp. Many of you, when I ask the question, how many people bought, you're okay, you keep posting your status and your status. How many people have bought from WhatsApp in June? Can you take it down? Okay, you also post on Facebook, you use Facebook ads. How many people have bought from Facebook? You need to be able to track this thing, because if I say that majority of my business, people who bought from me come from WhatsApp, what do? I need to be able to develop content for WhatsApp. The content for WhatsApp is not applicable to content for Facebook. It's not applicable to content for Instagram. So you need to be able to okay, majority of my customer comes from WhatsApp. How do I develop content for WhatsApp? Then I go about looking for resources on how to sell on WhatsApp very well. Take a course on how to sell on WhatsApp. You've taken a data-driven decision based on the fact that you've seen that the majority of customers come from WhatsApp. That is the traffic they come from. Then you go take a course on how to sell on WhatsApp. Then so that you can convert very well. Data-driven decision. That is for retail. Let's move on. So for service business, for guys who run, so for this service business, I use photography as an example. So you see some of it's kind of tilted towards photography. But if you run any service at all, you are a trainer, you train people, your company train people, or you offer services to people. So what kind of data should you be collecting? For someone who is a service person, you should not be collecting the same data with retail. There might be some little similarity, but it's not the same data you should be collecting. So I'm going to put up retail data for tech, no, for services, not tech. Let me see. I'm doing this, I'm switching up and down so that you can see the practicality. I don't want just do a lot of theories and move on. No, you can see the practical aspect in Excel and for service. Okay. So for service, and I'm making an assumption that a photographer will offer service. So the first, the client and booking data. You need to. How many clients have you? How many client has come to do business with you? This is an example, a template for you if you run a service business. Mr. Emmanuel came to us. We just give him an ID of one. This is phone number. This is the he booked. This is the place we took. You shoot the location. The service requested. It's a family portrait. So we referred Mr. Emmanuel, a friend. What source? Just a referral. A friend referred Mr. Emmanuel to us. That is client booking. Just take the date of the booking, the type of service requested, the appointed time. If there's any special requirement, these are simple things you can do. Also, the financial data. You want to take the financial data of Mr. Emmanuel that we took. Mr. Emmanuel that customer is a family photo. How much did we collect? How much did they pay us? 250 naira. What's the outstanding balance? Many people just owe you money. You can't even track how much they're owing you money. It's just too much. And you can't run business like that. You can't run business on too much of outstanding balance. So as a business, as a service business, especially service business need to, because you don't have a physical good like retail, you might tend to take for granted what you're doing. So if you're running a photography, I'm just using photography as an example, you can apply this to any form of services you are doing. So what's outstanding? What have Mr. Emmanuel paid? What's the start of it? Fully paid? Yes, fully paid. If it's not fully paid, then you can go back at the end of the month and say how many people are owing you money. Then you send them a message, Oga, you never pay me my money. How far? When are you going to pay? That is a data-driven decision. When time you hear data-driven decision, it's as simple as this. Just taking data and using it to take the next decision. Okay, you can take your operation. How do you do your operation? Your section date, the customer name, the section duration. How long did you take before you edit the work? So what would this do for you? Don't forget, I'm using photography as an example. What would this data do for you? If after a very long time, I'm spending 4 hours in editing a work, I should expect that there should be a little bit of efficiency. If I'm spending 4 hours editing a work, in the next 2 or 3 months, I shouldn't be spending 4 hours again. I should be able to do some form of automation. I should spend it less than 4 hours or 1 hour. And the amount of work the amount of time I'm spending to edit a work also determines of the quality of shoot I did. If I did a good quality shoot, the amount of editing I'm going to do is going to be less. So I'm just showing you how you can take data-driven decision and the importance of it, how it can optimize your business. So if there's a problem, the client was complaining about it, you can do that also. That's operation data. Your equipment also, you need to track your equipment ID, your camera, the time you purchase it, the time you maintain it, what's the status of your equipment. You can't just have many equipment. Many even photographers just have a lot of equipment everywhere. And you might not be a photographer, you might be someone, a fashion designer. You can't track the amount of equipment you have. Just have a lot of equipment. You don't know their state, you don't know if they are bad or not. You can take data of this equipment. The date you purchase them, have you maintained them in the recent past? Are they in a good or bad state? Do you need to sell them immediately? So that's a part of data you should take as a service business, your equipment. Service in regards to photography as the example I'm using here. Also, that's what they call your client retention and follow-up. I don't have the template here. Let me see. I don't have the template here, but it's just simple as your client. Did you follow up on them? Someone did a job with you. Did you follow up on them over time? What is your return level? People who came to you the last time, did they come again? If you see that people who came to you and they're not back again, then you should ask the question, am I doing a good service? That is how data-driven decision. And you can see the type of data you should be collecting. So it's not something vague in the atmosphere. This is practical part of it. Right. So let's move on. Spending, let me see. Okay, I think we're still in time. So for tech, a tech company, for a tech company, I'm using an example of a company who design app for people, your client and project. I also have a template, but let me put up the template. Let me just put up the template. So this is for tech, but this retail, this service for tech. Let's go back to this. Okay, this is for tech. So template for tech. Template for tech. Example I'm using is a company who design websites for people. That's the example I'm using. The first thing you want to do, your client and project. Your client, the project you did, what's the project like? Develop a mobile website. The second client, design and build an online store. That is a project for that client. You take the record, your project management. Okay, so how far are we doing with the project we have? We've noted the project we have. How far are we doing? What's the project management? Okay, what's the project name? Description, the start date, when is it expected to end? So that's why you see some services, you give them work today, you don't even have, they tell you they're going to end today, but they themselves don't even have data of the amount of time it takes them to execute a work. And you're spoiling your reputation if you say you're going to deliver a work at this time and you're not delivering and you're not delivering at that time. You're messing up with your reputation. But if over the time you've taken data, you've seen that majority of this work, if we were to design an app, it takes us about 2 or 3 days. Then the next customer that comes to say you want to design an app, I would make sure that I give let's say 3 days and a day for if anything happens. So that is data-driven decision. So the aim of this training is for you to see how you can collect data to make a data-driven decision. The end of data analysis is decision. So we cannot be doing data analysis and be laughing with ourselves, and we don't take decisions. No. So who is the project assigned to? What's the milestone? Where are we now? Where are we now in the project? Your finance also. Your finance, you need to track your finance. You need to track your customer support. What issues are the customer after we design the app? What issue did the customer come back and complain about? You need to track that also. Your operations also. You need to track that. You can see that you can do things even with simple Excel. You can collect a data as a small business, and then you can use that data to take good decisions. And you see this you see many of these apps now, like the Prosper app that is for bookkeeping for businesses, and because many of these businesses, you're seeing the gap in that as a business, many of these small businesses don't collect data. So that's why you see those small businesses like Prosper and many other bookkeeping app coming. But if you don't have the money to pay for those apps, because even the premium of those apps are for you to really enjoy the benefit of those apps, you need to pay for the premium. But you don't have money for the premium, you can even do a simple Excel. And that's what I'm showing you, a simple Excel template. And what type of data should you be collecting? And there's the farming aspect also for if you run a farm business. What you should be collecting, your inventory, your livestock, the plant, your financial data, the health and welfare of your livestock. If you run a livestock business, you'll be able to do that. Let me show that also. Let me show that. So I don't want to just speak over that so that someone will say, when it's time for farming, that's when you didn't show us. You didn't show us I'm not sure I have the template here now, but you can see that you can see the necessity of data. So this is for farming, for services, retail services, tech, farming. These are kind of data you should be collecting. So now you understand, if you are in retail now, you shouldn't be short of the kind of data you should be collecting. If you are in services, you shouldn't be short of the kind of data you should be collecting. And as you can see, they are not difficult. There are things you can just feel. There are things you can On weekends, you can just say, okay, what happened this week? Let me fill it, or even daily basis if you run a retail business. All right. So now let's get to the practical aspect, data analysis. You've collected this data using the template I just showed you. How do you make sense of this data? How do you analyze this data? And so the essence of data analysis is just draw insight and aid decision making. So anyway you get data analysis is just for you have a data, you want to get insight from the data, and you want to use the insight to take decision. It's just that three step. When you say I'm a data analyst, I'm a market analyst, I'm a business analyst. Oh, this is what I do. I have 2 or 3 years experience. What you are doing is we have a data. We want to get insight from the data and we want to use the insight to take decision. So the decision can be future decisions. It can be decision now, and that's where we get to descriptive analytics, predictive analytics. I don't want to bring that up here now because it's not necessary, but you can go that. So descriptive analysis is talking about what has happened in the past. We want to use it to project for the future. That's predictive analysis. So, but the essence of data analysis is you have a data, and that's why I started with what kind of data should you collect first. So you've collected your data. So what kind of insight can you get from the data, and how do you aid your decision making? So that is what data analysis is. So let's talk about, so for you to even start data analysis, the first thing you must define is your business goal. The first thing you must define is your business goal. What do you want to achieve? So I've been talking so much. Let me get feedback are you still in class? So I think I need to get feedback. I'm running because of time, because there's so much you still need to do actually. Are you in class? Are you enjoying the class? Are you too far?
Awesome. We're great. I'm good, sir.
Okay, good one. I need another feedback so that I'm not.
Yeah, doing well. But this call will soon end though.
Yes, it will see, and we need to join again. Yes, because it's Google Meet. It's not the premium for Google Meet. So we need to join again immediately. Call ends. Just join the call. We'll continue from there, and the next 1 hour we are done. Okay, so business goal. So you need to, before you to start analysis, you have your data. You need to define your goal. What goal is my business aiming at? You can say for the next 3 months, I want to increase sales. That is your business goal. So with your data, the data you are collecting, you are seeing how we can use this data to increase sales. Or you can say that I want to increase my visibility. I want people to know my business. Then the data you're going to collect is you're going to focus more on your social media metrics, your likes, your what are the amount of time you're posting on different platforms. Your goal might be brand visibility. Your goal might be to increase sales. Your goal might be to increase your conversion. As a coin did. Are we still? Let me see. Is the call still on? Let me see. Okay. We need to join again. Okay, it has ended. How far am I doing? Making sense. For me, I feel like I'm rushing.
Don't talk about rushing again.
Okay. But I'm not rushing. I think people are enjoying. It's slow and the rest.
You know read people's comments.
I can't see it, and I will have to be going back and forth.
Okay.
Should
I join on your phone?
You can join. Let me see.
I'm seeing all the things you were talking about, but you were showing the Excel.
So. Oh shit. I need to create a new meeting.
Nothing again.
So let me see. I can share it. So I want you to.
It was Zoom. You not need of creating a meeting.
It was Zoom. I can't start the meeting immediately. I have to wait for some hours. So that's why I didn't use Zoom. So let's dispose it to your side also. Uh, Second section.
I love you.
Please, another link. Yes, I'm coming.
Who says so?
Someone said, yes, we're enjoying the class, another link.
Oh, so they even know there's another link.
Hey, that one has ended.
I love you.
Second section.
My Jesus baby. 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 When you what? Jesus baby. Hey, morning, Jesus baby. Morning, Jesus. Jesus baby. Jesus baby.
Welcome. Yes, you are joining back. Yeah, let me use this time to send to other groups. I can see that we can't join with the old meeting with the old link. So give me some few minutes to broadcast other guys also to join. So that's. But um I hope you are learning some. Please, I need feedback. The first section, what was it like? Are you learning something? So someone give me feedback, please. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the feedback. So sending out. So give me a few minutes, please, as I send out order for other people to join. Okay, second section is on. All right, so good one. Let's kickstart. About we have about 20 something, almost start something in the last class, and we have 8 now. I think I should just let me send the mail out again to people. I'm feeling it, but it's good. I can thank you for the feedback. Thank you for enjoying the.